We have our first question. Can we do freelancing while studying?
I think it is meant freelance work, right?
I could imagine so, yes.
Who is willing to reply this? Maybe Krista, what do you think?
Yes, sure, why not? We always highlight that the priority should be put into studies. So even though if you do freelancing or if you do internship or anything like that, we highlight that, yes, of course you can do it, you can arrange your life as you wish, but since you're doing full-time studies, we want you to graduate on time because the study period is only 2 years. So believe it or not, the time really flies. So we want to would like you to prioritize your studies so that you would graduate on time, so that the studies wouldn't prolong, because if the studies do prolong, there might be study fees, etc., in place for you to pay individually if you don't graduate in 2 years. So yes, it's very good to do freelancing, but also remember that focus on studies so you get the degree done.
Maybe I can build a little bit on that, but
Yes.
my dear colleague from Rovaniemi said here from the Tallinn perspective. So I think the question maybe breaks a bit into two parts. One is the question, okay, can I or can you work to co-finance basically or cross-finance your life while studying? So Krista already answered that. The other question might be behind that is it possible to do an internship or work and have that recognized as part of the studies? And that is not so easy. It is not impossible, but if you're working and then you get later, I mean, everything you do in that internship has to be recognized by our academic faculty if it qualifies as, recognizable work that in the study curriculum, and that is just not guarantees that the work that you will do there will be recognized in lieu of elective courses or whatever you might take. So that's a bit of a risk. It's not impossible to do it, but as Krista said, we also encourage to really concentrate on the studies. The studies is full time. It's very demanding. It's really a jam-packed program. And so, you have to bear that in mind if you want to work.
Yes, and if you do work, it's good for you to know that 1 month of work equalizes as 5 credits here in the University of Lapland. So if you come to Uni of Lapland and you do design internship somewhere, so 1 month equals to 5 credits ECTS. I mean, so if you want to do electives as an internship work, that's possible from our side. And the maximum number of ECTS we give of internship is 15 credits. That means 3 months of internship work.
Our next question is about English language. How common is English being spoken in Latvia, Estonia, and Finland? I could actually answer that it is quite common. Nearly everyone can speak English, at least young people. So you will cope in English in all our 3 countries. Besides the Erasmus funding, are there any other facilities offered to the students, such as accommodation? Who would answer?
In Rovaniemi, we have a student accommodation called DAS, DAS. So you can have a look at their website, das.fi. I can also look for the website and paste it in the chat. But DAS offers apartments and shared flats for students. But this housing is not free, of course not. It's average, if you share a flat, it's something like 300 euros a month, but that includes water, electricity, heating, and car spots and internet. Everything is included. If you want to rent an apartment for yourself, a studio or one bedroom flat, that's the price range can go from 500 to 900 euros, somewhere between that. So yes, accommodation is not free, but we do offer student accommodation, especially here in Rovaniemi, Lapland. But what about Latvia and Estonia?
Let me take over and explain the Latvian part. So in Latvia, there are no dormitory dorms offered for students, but what we do is we provide a brochure with local rental apartments available for students, and those can be like studio apartments or 1 or 2 bedroom apartments, also shared residence is possible, and the prices would be quite similar to what Krista mentioned, around or even a little bit higher, around 300-400 per person. But then again, there are those utility payments like electricity and heating that are on top of that. And maybe if Jorn and Carolina could speak about Estonia.
Yes, we have also dormitory, which prices are depending if you want single or shared. Shared start from 130, single ones around 400. And we give, basically we give also links to students for private housing opportunities. And our prices are from, let's say, start from 400, go up to 800 also.
Right, and the next few questions are, I think, for Christine. Hi, I want to know what kind of education, portfolio, and experience is needed to apply for the program.
Yeah, well, we have mentioned the main fields that we would like to see as SDSI students in our website. But we also have to admit that we do accept students with different backgrounds. The most important thing is to see their passion for the service design. So actually you can come from any university with any degree, as long as you're excited about this program, as long as we can see that you really want to be a part of SDSI, you are eligible for this program. So don't worry about your background. If you want to be here, we can try to get you here. So don't worry about that.
And I can add on that that SDSI is not looking for service design experts to be part of the class. Indeed, motivation is what counts most.
And next one is also the Christine. What if our new passport is not ready before the application deadline? Can we apply with the old one at the moment?
Yes, we are all humans, and I think we will accept the old passport, but it would be great if you could just send an email and inform us that for now you don't have this new passport ready, and I will just write it down. We will accept you, but please send your new passport as soon as you have it, because you will need it anyway to get to be accepted.
I am from performance art and theater background, and I already have an MA in performance studies. Am I eligible for the program?
Yes, if you open SDSI website and you take a look at the quick facts window, you will see these bachelor degree or master degree requirements. So they say that arts and humanities is one of those that are admitted. So no worries about background in art.
Is there a recommended number of seats for the resume?
For the resume, like I think it was my colleague Ada Ilse last time who said that impress us. There are no regulations regarding your CV. What we want to see, as we said earlier, is your motivation and your readiness to be part of the class. And you don't need to be service design expert. So whatever you think is worthy of inclusion in your CV, that is up to you. So good luck.
And the next question is maybe to Ilse. Are there any other scholarships available for South Asian students?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the calculation of the spots of scholarships for this Erasmus Mundus program is dictated to us by European Commission. And we have the opportunity to award 20 scholarships each year to best candidates. 15 of those are for best candidates worldwide. And then we have 5 scholarships for some specific targeted regions. And in total, so it is 20 scholarships. However, if you are not selected as one of those 20 candidates for the scholarship, then we offer the opportunity to study for a fee. And this fee is 4,000 euro for European students and 8,000 euro per year for non-European students. In order to support our students throughout the study experience, we have several instruments. One of those might be national scholarships in Latvia and Estonia, and I'm not sure about Finland, but I know that in Latvia and Estonia there are those state guaranteed scholarships, but at least in Latvia, the chance to get it is not very high because there's not a lot of budget and there are many willing persons. Another instrument that we have is we are trying to support our students, those that don't receive Erasmus Mundus scholarship. We want to support them by regular Erasmus mobility grants for the second year studies. So in case, even if you are a self-funded student, your second year studies are supported by mobility grants in the amount of around 700 euros per month. It depends from country to country. So yes, I am happy that we have found out the support tool for our students.
Next question is to our other Ilse. It's about curriculum. Are there specific courses dedicated to leadership, or will it be integrated into the curriculum as a whole?
Yes, hello everyone. Yes, we have some specific course which is called leadership, and also other courses will have integrated some knowledge about leadership, because you have to as well know how to manage the team, and since most of the works are done in the groups, so the leadership is definitely one part of the group work, because to manage the groups, that's something what you have to learn as well. And also some leadership skills will be taught in facilitation and co-creation class as well. So yes, we have specific course, and the other knowledge will be integrated in other courses as well.
Right, and next question is from the applicant who has bachelor and master degree in English literature. This applicant is asking, would I be a suitable candidate for the program? Christine.
And just a second, answering another question.
I can answer with what we said earlier, that take a look at the quick facts window in the SDSI website, and you'll see that arts and humanities and social sciences are part of eligible candidates. So the answer again is yes, you are. Show us your motivation and why do you think it will have an impact in the future, your new skills and your degree.
And next question, if one has their spouse with them while studying, can their spouse work?
Can you repeat the question, please?
If one has their spouse with them while studying, can their spouse work?
Sure, a spouse can work if you have, 5 or husband or so of course they can work. There are many different ways of working. If if you come here as a family or as a couple, then we suggest remote working conditions for your spouse, unless your spouse finds a place of work locally. But of course, that might be a challenge since you will be spending the first year in Latvia, and then during the second study year, you will be half a year in Lapland and half a year in Estonia. So this means the changes of places physically. So you would need to move to another country. So that might create challenges in finding work in each of the country. But of course, your spouse can work, but we are not the ones to look for work for you. You need to be active to find your own workplaces. And if you have already work from your home country, you can continue working there, of course, if your employer is okay with the remote working conditions.
And it also can be a bit challenging to find work from Finland if you don't speak Finnish.
Yeah.
On the other hand, Rovaniemi is quite international city, so we have quite a lot of tourism and tourism industry, and there it doesn't matter if you don't speak Finnish. If you speak English, that is enough.
Yes, and especially in winter season, there are quite a lot of places to work here in Lapland because of the tourism. So when the season is on, people are needed. So yes, especially in the area of tourism services, there are workplaces here.
Just wanted to quickly add that to be clear that non-EU students get visas for themselves only. It's a student visa. So in that sense, their family members should, if they want to come as well, they need to apply for a separate visas or permits.
And maybe Christine, you can add here something about inviting family members over. You have had some experience with our previous students and inviting the husbands and wives. And
Yes, so actually, if anyone is coming here and later he decides that he wants to have his wife or husband, I don't know, kids or anyone here, actually, for example, here in Latvia, me as a representative of Art Academy of Latvia, I will prepare an invitation letter for the family member, and we will send it to the Migration Service. Then they will contact also the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and we will prepare a visa for a family member who can come here and stay with you during the study process. So pretty much anyone from your family can come here. Of course, you will have to submit all the necessary documents, but it's not a problem. For example, now it took about, I don't know, it was like 2 or 3 weeks to get a husband here. But it was like we were not hurrying, but everything happened like super smooth and super fast. So that would not be a problem. So any family member is welcomed here. So anyone welcome to Latvia, we will help you to get your family here as well. So don't worry about that.
Next question is about the pre-assignments. For our essays, does the word count include the references bibliography? Who would like to answer?
I
think
can
you also-
answer. Yes. No, references are not counted in this total amount of words, so can be additional number of words.
And next one is also to Ilse, Jörn, and Krista. How is the balance between theoretical classes and practical classes in the program?
I can start with first year. I would say that we have more practical classes than theory, but still it's not divided. So basically the lecturers are starting the new theme with some theory, and then you have practical hands-on doing and practice what you learned before in theory. So that's how we are teaching, and that's how you are learning, at least in this first year. I would say that these business courses, which are in second semester, they are they are a bit more theoretical. They are a bit shorter, but still there is this practical tasks as well applied. So yes, this is about first year. So I give word now to Jorn.
Yeah, answering for Tallinn, Estonian Academy of Arts. So you need to do on the third semester, you would need to do 30 credits. So 10, there's one big design studio, which is very practical. Of course, it might, as Ilse says, it might contain or it will contain theoretical components and inputs and reading lists, but they are these studios are design studios and very practical and usually also with real world partners. Then there is a 5-credit studio that prepares you for your master's thesis, which is also hands-on, but also again, you know, it's about defining your research questions and you know, also the methodology, and that has, of course, by nature some theoretical background. And the other 15 credits that you need at ECA in the third semester, you can freely choose. There is a number of studios which again are very practical, very design oriented. It could be social design, it could be circular economy or circular design, but you can also freely choose from all the other design faculties electives, which might range from design theory to something very hands-on. So it's a bit your own opportunity, but also your own responsibility to then design your own curriculum in the third semester. And then maybe I hand over to Krista in Lapland again, how you do it.
Yes, during the third semester here in University of Lapland, we have 2 10-credit design courses, digital service design and strategic service design. And in both of the courses, we do have theory, but the courses are done and the main projects that you will be doing are design projects that are real life projects for companies that have given us a design brief and you need to develop something. So we do theory and practical work hand in hand during the third semester. And of course, we also have this 5 credits master project studio, which means that we're telling you what is research, what's the meaning of research, what is master thesis, what's the structure of master thesis, how do you conduct research and do a master thesis work, and so on. So that's very research based. And then 5 credits are the electives that you choose yourself, that what courses you want to do in the University of Lapland. So 30 credits altogether for the autumn here in the Uni of Lapland, the third semester, which is the first half of the second year. Yeah, so both practical and theory based.
There is another question about the word count in the essay. Is there a problem if we pass it a little bit? Can you, Ilse, answer?
Probably I have to say that you shouldn't pass. But of course, we are not going to count the words, but you know, everybody have the same rules, so we have to be equal to all the applicants. So 500 is the limit. So.
And next question is to another Ilse. This year there is no partner and program country categories. Question.
Is this a question about scholarships, right? Yes, obviously. Yes. So so what we have in terms of scholarship spots available is that we have those 15 Erasmus Mundus scholarships for best candidates from all over the world. And there is no difference which country they come from. So your grade, the points that you will get in the round 1 and round 2 will be the basis for assigning these scholarships. And then in addition to those 15 Erasmus Mundus scholarship, we have another 5 that are intended for specific regions, Asia, Africa, and other countries, but it's quite a difficult formula there to calculate those. I won't be able to explain it But yes, among those 15 scholarships, anyone from the whole world can be accepted as a scholarship holder.
Next question, maybe Christine is able to answer. Which country's post-study work visa will I have in this program, spanning 3 different countries?
So once the student comes here, he applies for a residence permit. So first, every student who is planning to study here has to check if he can come here without a D visa, or he can enter Latvia with the D visa. In case you're not allowed to come to Latvia without the D visa, then you have to go to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in your country and prepare the D visa. I will also, of course, contact you when you will be selected. I will prepare the invitation letter and you will receive the D visa for 3 months. Then you will come to Latvia and then we will start the process of residence permit, which usually takes about a month or 2. And during this period, we will prepare all the documents, send it to the OCMA or the Immigration Service. And by the end of October, hopefully you will all receive residence permits. And this means you can stay here for the whole period, for the whole 2 years. The residence permit is valid for 2 years, but you will have to extend the date after a year. So you probably have to come here back to Latvia. But also I will help you with this process as well, but this residence permit will be enough for studying in all 3 countries. So pretty much the first thing you have to do is to check if you can come to Latvia without a day visa, if you're allowed to come here for those 90 days without this D visa, or if you need it, then you should probably start to think about the documents. What kind of documents do you need? And then if you will be selected, just inform me and we will continue with this.
Then somebody is asking the topic of research assignment, and that is digital waste. And then somebody asks, can you share any tips on where to start with the assignment for someone with no previous knowledge about digital waste? Well, probably we can't.
Or maybe Jorn has something to say for Ilse.
Not sure if I can contribute more. Maybe we can specify the question a little bit more.
Where to start? I would say with some research. I would say some research would be the starting point. Without research, probably it's not possible to contribute in any topic. So
Yeah, I mean that I would fully agree with that.
Yeah,
Could not
yeah,
add more to that.
we're asking the applicant to be active and find information on the topic based on the perspective that you want to choose. And then you basically write the assignment based on what you find and being active and what you think.
And next question is about what kind of career is possible after graduating. I want to understand the career path flow towards working with design labs with SDSI learnings. Krista and Jörn and Ilse, are you able to answer?
Well, I can start with saying that what we do at SDSI, we also create partnerships with international design agencies and service design labs, etc. And we do suggest our graduates some agencies to have as internship places after graduation. And that is one way of connecting our students and graduates with the industry. But apart from that, I think, Krista, you had this question also last time about employment options after graduations. Can you comment about Finland? Yeah.
Yeah, of course, there are many possibilities where to go once you receive your master's degree. And you can either go and work as an in-house designer somewhere, for example, in industry, manufacturing industry, any industry, healthcare. What else could be? Well, any industry. If just a company hires in-house designers, and you can also go and work in consultancies as well. But you can also start your own company, or if you want to continue doing or pursuing an academic path, you can go and apply to do PhD. When I graduated as a designer, it was really hard to know where I end up as an industrial designer. I ended up working as a service designer in industry, and after working as a in-house service designer, I ended up applying to do my PhD. And by applying doing a PhD, I've been working here in the uni in EU-funded projects and as a university teacher, as well as project manager. And I'm also responsible of our service design laboratory, which is the technology-based lab that we use a lot for prototyping ideas and you know, for developing services and such. So there are a variety of paths when you graduate as a designer, and it's hard to tell beforehand what it can be, because it can be anything. And life many times surprises, so it might be even something you never considered, and boom, it's there. Yeah, that's how it goes. So you can pursue for academic path or industrial path or anything. Yeah.
Maybe I can just add that also service design gets ever more important in the public realm. Yeah, I mean, like Krista talked a lot about working in agencies or working as a professional designer. But I mean, more and more governments, also in Estonia or public institutions, they have embedded service designers, you know, just helping them to improve the services that they offer to their citizens. So that is definitely, and the academic path is something that some of the SDSI students are already you know, of past years are already envisioning. So I mean, this is definitely also a possibility. Yeah.
Also, it's possible to mix academic path with the hands-on design work as well. So it's like you can combine both of them. And like you, Jörn, said, yes, the public sector is really using service design more and more all the time. And also, like when we think of the design labs, so of course, if you apply for such positions, it is possible to go and work in design labs. Why not?
And of course, the question also relates a little bit, you know, to what service design really is. Yeah, if you ask 10 service designers, you will probably get 10 different answers of what service design is, and that also means that you can kind of define it yourself and craft your own unique contribution or job profile, let's say. Yeah, so it's really they are very sought after clear profiles in the industry and in the public sector and academia, but additionally to that, you can, you know, there's just like a really broad spectrum to what you can bring to the service design table. Yeah.
Yes, Jorn, I also agree, and I would even like to see the cases where, you know, our students or graduates go back to the countries from, you know, wherever they come from, and also in countries where service design is less known, less popular, you become ambassadors and you approach your public institutions and sector and you try, and you are the ones who are acting proactive, and you try and make this change within societies and try building better futures. So yes, there are different paths.
Then there are a few questions about the assignment. Can you provide more details about the admission assignment? For example, due date, and what is this assignment about? How detailed it?
We could add here that please read our sdsi.ma homepage, and you can find a lot of useful information there about dates, about criterias, about yes, about assignment itself, about rounds, and so yes, I encourage you to look, and definitely it would help you to prepare in the best.
And it's hard to say like how detailed you as an applicant choose the level of details that you want to highlight in your application.
And maybe I can add the exact path where to look for these admission criteria. So if you open the SDSI website, sdsi.ma, and you select the section admission, and you scroll down a little bit, and when you see the process, under it, there is a button, admission requirements and grading principles. And everything is described there in quite a detail, including what should be prepared in the essay, the motivational letter, and the homework assignment video, and what are the criteria that the submitted deliverables will be graded. So everything is there. Take your time and read carefully. And also, I would like to remind you that please check that in the admission portal, you have uploaded all the requested components. Right now, until February 23, those candidates that have been very timely and that have submitted their applications already, we can still, check those for eligibility, and we can come back with, requesting, this link doesn't work, or please provide a valid link, etc. But after February 23, we will not be able to go back and forth. So if you submit your application at the very late moment of the deadline, and if we find out that a component is missing, the application will simply be rejected, because we have to be equal for all the candidates, and the rules are for everyone. So please be very careful when uploading documents, all the components, and check the validity of the links you provide.
Next question is about the evaluation. How heavily does academic performance in previous studies influence the process? Ilse, do you want to?
Yes, I could comment that all the grades, the scores for the submissions are given for motivational letter and for admissions assignments. So of course we are checking that you have BA background, that you have your English skills in requested amount, proficiency, but there are no specific points given for your previous background. So basically I would say that motivation and assignment, these are the two main components we are checking.
In Finland, we usually say that what you have in your diploma doesn't matter, because when you enter the working life, nobody's asking how you scored when you did your studies. When you got the diploma and you have finalized your school and education, either if it's bachelor's or master's work, then you have a degree. So also, I guess in this program, we are not really looking at your grades. We are looking at your motivation and the essay work that you provide us and the solutions. So we are interested in what you provide for us and how motivated you are.
And next one. I wanted to know if the Erasmus provides mobility funding separately, or it's just that 1,400 euros.
Okay, so this 1,400 monthly scholarship is for all the costs that you might have within this study program and during the study process. So there is no additional mobility funding for traveling from Latvia to Finland and Estonia. Also, this scholarship does not include covering visa costs, because this is something that the student is responsible for. But in addition to the scholarship, what all the students have, also all the non-scholarship holder students, is a health insurance plan for the whole duration of the study process. So yes, that we can offer.
Again, there are a few questions about the assignment. I think that some of these we have already answered, and please read our instructions, online instructions. Then next questions, could you please present some of the program's highlights? What about some conclusion work from the past students? So Ilse, Krista, and Jörn, please.
Well, we haven't prepared a presentation now, right? I mean, we did present some of the work and some of the philosophy in the individual universities in Lapland and Estonia and Latvia.
Yes, but also
in the last session.
Sorry.
Yeah, maybe you go on.
Yeah, I wanted to say that again, if you check the SDSI.ma website and you go to the section projects, then you can see different kind of projects that our students have implemented, and there are not all the things that are on our SDSI portfolio. And one of the highlights that I want to share, and I'm happy to share, is that, for instance, last year, our student team, who are now actually graduates, they participated in the Philips Design Challenge, and they were selected as one of 20 teams out of around 90 or 100 teams that received individual mentoring for further development of their service project. And also this year we have, if I'm not mistaken, 4 or 5 teams applying for Philips Design Challenge again, which is an international competition. And yes, these industry collaborations that we have throughout the curriculum in both study years, they are quite impressive. I don't know if Ilse and Krista, if you can add something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can go ahead.
No, I just wanted to tell that I think this previous Open Doors video maybe is good to see. We will have it somewhere in our YouTube channel, so you can see. Actually, I think we nicely told about what exactly SDSI is and how we collaborate with our partners and industry partners. And yes, Krista, go ahead. That was something that I wanted to tell.
No problem. I was just coming to the point that yes, industry partners are there, and like this year you are working with the airport in Riga, in Tallinn, and here in Rovaniemi we have done projects for multinational corporations and also small, medium-sized local companies. So it's a variety of companies that we cooperate with, but also the public sector. So we do a lot of projects for them. So these are basically the highlights, and these are real projects that the students get to their CV. So they are really good projects. Yeah.
Adding to that, I mean, we did a workshop with the local hospital here, where we basically brought together some of the SDSI students with other students from the Nordic European countries, and that was really very hands-on design sprint, only one week. You know, it can also be very short sometimes, and they came up with really amazing real-world proposals in this project. You know, I think they even saw open heart surgery, you know, during their research in that hospital. So it can be really quite something quite special.
If a candidate already has a master's degree, is it a minus point? It's not.
No, it's not.
And about English scores, does it affect the final score?
If you have minimum what is required for application, then no, there are no specific minus or plus scores for that. You just have to have this minimum amount, and that's it.
And somebody is asking, should they send recommendation letters to us?
No, recommendation letter is not. We don't accept it. We are not going to look.
We
If
don't
you will,
require
yeah,
it.
we don't require, and if there will be added, then it will just be, you know, some additional work for our committee, but it won't give any plus points for you.
Next question is about distribution of Erasmus scholarships. Did we already discuss about this? We did. Can we add images on the text assignment?
Sure, why not? It's
Yeah,
not,
why not?
it's not forbidden. It's not set in the, I mean, in the rules, but it's not forbidden. Like, but yeah, why not?
At least there won't be any minuses
No.
if there are. Yes.
Maybe
But-
diagrams can help sometimes in the written academic work, but you know, that's rather than
Yeah.
images like pictures, but diagrams.
Yeah, like in
graphs.
all academic work, we use figures from other sources and, like you said, diagrams and all these kind of things. So yes.
Mhm. And hey, Maria, I'm looking at the watch and we have 5 minutes left. So it looks like 2 last questions then. Pick a good one.
There are plenty more. But the next one is about how academic is the essay expected.
Sorry, once again.
About the essays, are we expecting academic essays, or how academic essays we are expecting?
I think this is a good question. I would say that it's not requirement because it's master degree. It's not PhD. So you're not applying for PhD, but of course, for references and for something what you are writing in the essay, we as academics, we love to see some evidence for the things what you are telling us. So yes, I would say that if there is some references and citations, then you are very welcome to include those. And of course, if you are using something from already done work or published articles, then it is required to actually show that there are references from existing works. So otherwise, we would say that it's plagiarism. So
Yeah, every time you're borrowing somebody else's thoughts, you should show whose thoughts they are. And then we usually say in academia that when you do the references and referencing, it usually shows the maturity of you as a writer when you know how to reference and show the thoughts of other persons.
Okay, I'm trying to find the next question. Christine has already answered a lot of these. After submitting the application, when will we receive the result before heading on the interview?
Yes, so we will come back to candidates with their results and either invitation to interview or not at the beginning. So the deadline would be March 8th. And it will be Yes, so we will look through all the applications. We will check the technical eligibility if there are all the needed components attached. And then there will be evaluation committee, 10 members from all the SDSI partner universities who will award grading. And then we will sort the candidates in the priority sequence from and we will select a certain number of candidates that will be invited for interview. And you will receive this message by March 8th.
But I think it's important to also mention that there is the first round goes for, not round, but first evaluation goes for scholarships. And then if you are like, how to say, if you would think as well about a self-funded spot, then there is another round. Or it could be that you are not receiving invitation to interview until 8th of March, but it could be that you are receiving afterwards invitation and a possibility to apply for these self-funded spots. So maybe Ilse, you can explain better. Because it's quite complicated procedure.
Exactly. Please don't confuse the self-funded and scholarship spots as two different admissions. We don't. We have a one and only admission committee and procedure for all the applicants. 20 best candidates are offered the scholarship. And if you don't receive an invitation for an interview, that doesn't instantly mean that you are not admitted to SDSI, but it might mean, which is also not 100%, but it might mean that you will be offered self-funded study spot simply because there were some candidates who did a bit better at the first round of the admission. So March 8 is one deadline when you will receive some response, either invitation to interview or waiting for next news. And then the final decision of admissions is done, Ilse.
I don't have my calendar at the moment, but I think it's end of March.
End of March, yes. And we start concluding study agreements in April.
I think that we have answered more or less to all our questions.
Wonderful.
Thank you for the questions.
But it's important if you think that you didn't receive the answer to your question, then please write to our info@sdsi.ma email and Christina will answer you. It will maybe take some days for her to answer because we are getting a lot of mails. But yes, if there is something what you didn't receive from us today, then please write, because of course we are looking forward to receive all who want to be with us.
Exactly. Okay. Thank you, everyone, and have a nice day and afternoon and morning wherever you are in the world. And also best wishes to our dream team and colleagues.
And
Bye-bye.
happy Valentine's Day. Bye-bye.
And yes, indeed. Yes.
In Estonia, it's Friends Day.
Yeah, also in Finland, it's Friends Day.
Okay. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.